Costa opened at España, presented by Oisho. 29 events that started in Africa, took us across the continents before finishing here with that trophy up for grabs in Malaga in southern Spain. Some young talent training behind the LPGA Tour veteran. It's going to be a fascinating last 2 days of the campaign for what is the 22nd edition of the Spanish Open on the Ladies European Tour. And the weather today, look at the blue skies, absolutely gorgeous. It's sunny, it's warm, we couldn't ask for any more. I'm Richard Kaufman, alongside me is former Spanish Open runner-up Sophie Walker. And Sophie, many will see Saganda's name up there and assume, well, that's that. But who's her biggest danger this weekend?
Well, just like you say, the immediate chasing pack. We've got a 21-year-old in Urs, then we've got Babnik at 20 and Bream at 19. Pia Babnik has had a brilliant comeback this year. Wouldn't it be nice to finish it off with a victory? And then just below that, you've got some experience in Manon de Roy, Nicole Brock-Estrup, Maria Hernandez. But I still get the impression that if you do finish above Carlota Zaganda on Sunday afternoon, you will be winning the trophy.
Well, let's catch up with what's been going on then. The leaders went off about 2 hours ago now, so they're in the meat of their round already. Annabel Dimmock, the KPMG Women's Irish Open. This is her at her final hole of the front nine.
Already 3 under par for the day, Dimmock. This flag back right. Had a look on the way past. She'd make that and go out in 32. Many of these players said it's the easier of the nines. She gets to 9 under.
Been a quiet week for Nuria Iturrios. This is her at the par 3 30. She's got an 8-iron in hand.
155 yards. In for an ace for Iturrios, the 9th ace at the Open de España. And it's gone to one of their own.
Now, she normally likes a dancer or boogie when she has a birdie. What does she do for a hole-in-one? Well, repair her pitch mark and grab the ball first of all. Yeah, that's what we expect from Nuria. Well done. Not been a great day until that point. Certainly a highlight for the 4-time Ladies European Tour champ. And with it, she gets a prize as well. 6-night luxury stay in the city of Malaga. That'll be a nice little trip for her from Mallorca.
Here's the Licea Open champion, Helen Bream. Birdie at 8, that gets herself to 2 under par, 11 under and 2 back of Carlota Zaganda.
Yeah, she'd had a slow start, but that's 3 birdies in 5 holes for Helen Bream. Gets her alongside Pia Babnik, who is also at minus 11, but it's Carla Zaganda still out in front. She birdied 3 and 4. Pranavi Urs did the same, but she's also added a birdie at 6, so she is within 1, but there's 1 or 2 players making a move. Look at Andrea Revuelta. Now, if you were watching the Spanish Open last year, you'd have seen her as a 17-year-old finishing top 10. Revuelta there again, inside the top 10.
3 amateurs in the field. She's looking good for the top amateur. 17 Spaniards are playing this week in the Open de España.
Nicole Brock-Estrup, you see there at 9 under par, has just dropped a shot at the 9th hole. She was picking up where she left off. Now, we saw the birdie at 8, Bream now at 9.
100 yards left in for Bream. Keep it left of this flag.
Ooh, wow!
She is box office. There will be plenty of wows and claps for Helen Bream. This is only the beginning.
Now, we mentioned Andrea Revuelta just off the back of another birdie, 5 under for the round. There is some real young talent coming out of Spain right now. She is amongst them. What's happened to the flag?
She knocked the flag out.
I've
never seen that before.
No.
I think the caddy put that one back in, probably.
Was that after Iturrios' hole-in-one? Anyway, no harm done. This is the final 3-ball at the 8th. This is Pranavi Urs who's going to go first. And maybe for those watching for the first time this week, Sophie, Pranavi might be a little bit of an unfamiliar name on the Ladies European Tour.
Well, the 21-year-old is a rookie, has had multiple top 10s already this year at big events, the likes of the Ramco Team Series in Korea. A long hitter, an aggressive player. And the fact that she's got herself into this final group and has gone absolutely nowhere. In fact, she's gone forward 3 under through her opening 7 holes.
Yeah, in the final group for the second day in a row, the 21-year-old Indian started the week 27th on the order of merit, which shows you a lot when you're a rookie and you're that high up on the rankings. It shows you've got something about you. And she's got a very experienced man on the bag there in Alejandro Molina.
He's won 7 titles, caddying mostly on the men's tour. Caddied for Constantina Rocca at Valderrama in the 1997 Ryder Cup, where Rocca beat Tiger Woods. He's won US Seniors Opens, caddied mostly for the South Americans, but is very impressed with Pranavi, especially her mentality.
This to get into a share of the lead. We had Aditi Ashok in commentary yesterday. She talked very impressively about one of the young Indian stars.
Hannah Screen played brilliantly yesterday, is going well today. This birdie put on 10. Gets herself to 8 under par.
Another of the rookies going well this week. 7 rookies in total in the field. Great eagle at the 4th. Lovely birdie to start the back 9 as well. So Screen certainly in amongst it. 8 under par, 5 behind Carlotta Saganda.
Babnik for birdie, a touch of right to left in this one. Just stayed high on her. This is a horseshoe green, the 8th hole. It shares with the 6th around a bunker.
Super round yesterday from Maria Hernandez. Birdied 4 of her last 6 holes to shoot 66, but it's been a quiet day so far from her. 1 birdie, 1 bogey.
It said she hit the ball well yesterday, but her putting was key. Gained over 3 shots on the green.
This is the club that's been a little quiet for her in 2024, Carlotta Saganda. But there's something about her on home soil. We know what a fine player is, but she just has that extra little zip about her when she's on
Well,
Spanish
I think it's
soil.
because she's around friends and family. You know, she's from Pamplona, North Spain, but even when she comes down to this event in the Costa del Sol, she will be having mum, dad, brother, nephews around her. Missed a great opportunity on 7 for birdie. Another one here on 8.
All the way. 3rd birdie of the round. Lead stretched to 2.
Well, she mentioned how much she enjoys this front 9. Was out in 4 under yesterday, 3 under today. High fives for Caddy Javi.
Also 3 under par for the day. Having birdied that 8th hole as well is Manon de Roy. 2nd on the rankings, starting the week.
Yeah, that approach just missed her landing spot by a couple of yards. Anything further right would have gone close.
3 back now of Carlotta Saganda, Pia Babnik. When she birdied the first, the Slovenian actually joined Saganda at the top of the leaderboard.
Statement move by Helen Bream, gets herself to 12 under par within 1.
Yeah, things were looking a little slow for her. She was 1 over par through 3 holes, but 4 birdies in 6 to end the front 9 gets her firmly back in business.
Her aim is to get into that final flight tomorrow. Missed out on how fast you got your scorecard in yesterday, pretty much. But if she's there tomorrow, she'll be out with Carlota Zaganda, you would imagine, in that final group.
Zaganda then with a 2-shot lead, but Bream now alongside Pranavius. Some of the year's champions, Manon de Roy, Annabelle Dimmock, Marta Martin. All up there, Marta Martin winning the Czech Ladies Open.
9th hole, 383 yards. Bunkers down the right-hand side. It narrows very much in the landing area.
We have said it quite a bit, but you can see there's quite a few elevation changes on this 9th hole, and that's very typical of the front 9 here at Guadalhorce. Back 9 a lot flatter, quite a few water hazards to deal with.
But between the front and the back 9, there's nearly 200 yards difference. This front 9 is a lot shorter, even though there's some undulation, and that is why the longer hitters in particular, like Zaganda, Bream, Babnik, Urs, if you look at the top of this leaderboard now, they have started to pull away from that average length of hitter. Driver here for Zaganda, teeing it down, looking to peel a fade from left to right. Held on to that. It's a bit slightly worried, but to a back right pin, that should be okay.
Yeah, first hole she went about 20 yards left off the tee, and she has had a few driving issues this week, Carlota Zaganda, although you look at the top of the leaderboard and you wouldn't say there are any issues of concern.
If you look at Babnik this week, it's actually been her short game and putting where she has really stood out. Driver for her also. That's leaked right. There's bunkers right and trees. That is a long way right. Over the mounds and far away. It's got underneath that one.
Well, Revuelta for another birdie. She is climbing that leaderboard fast. Never mind the Celia Barquin Trophy for top amateur. I think she's got her eyes fixed on the main thing.
Something about the Spanish players when they wear the red, they turn it on.
Still 5 back, but remember, it's only Saturday. There she is now, tied for 6th with Nicole Brock-Estrup, 18 years of age. Revuelta, top 10 again in a national championship, but it's probably one of our idols who's leading the way. Carlota Zaganda up on top. Day 3 of this Andalucia Costa del Sol Open de España.
Many players have missed this tee shot down the right-hand side. 3-wood, dogleg from right to left. And that is why. A couple of bunkers down that left-hand side, and it looks like Bream has found them.
Well, she's been misconsistency this year, Luna Sobron Gamas, 4 under par, which at the moment is just inside the top 25. She's been in the top 25 in 14 events this year.
Good pin today, front left, very accessible. There's a couple of waggles there, isn't there? Working on something in her swim, and it isn't settled at the moment.
Manon de Roy one of those who'll be in Alabama next week for LPGA Q Series. Just found the bunker.
One, yeah, found that bunker down the left-hand side. Nobody will go for this green in 2 anyway. Four rigged, 6 under par. This pin, like I said, is only 10 on, 4 from the left.
First full season for the Norwegian. Came through Q School.
Next up, Maria Hernandez, the 2 playing partners down the left-hand side in the bunker. And that one steered down that right-hand side. A rare fairway missed, but it's common on this 10th. 44% of the field have missed the fairway, and if Maria Hernandez has missed the fairway, then there is something going on. She hits over 80% of them for the season. I think
the ball of Pia Babnik.
Pia Babnik's closer to the 7th fairway than she is the 9th.
Remember the shot she hit yesterday? Was it
11?
11, yeah. How's your Slovenian, Sophie?
Well, even the Babniks aren't tall enough to see this flag, Pia and her brother. Just pointing out which palm tree to hit at in the distance.
And if you hadn't noticed or heard, we are right by Malaga Airport. There's one on its way to the runway.
It's got a clear line, hasn't she? She's far enough right to have avoided bunkers and the trees. Right bunker there for Babnik. Still plenty of green to work with. That flag 6 off the right.
As you said, not a bad position really that this ball's finished in for Carlota Saganda.
You see that wind coming from the left-hand side. It's a southeasterly today, hence why it's warmer. Ball below her feet, wind from left to right. And as the ball lands on the green, it all runs from left to right also. It's an opportunity to stick this one in tight. Tried for her, didn't it? Just making sure she kept that club face pointing left and didn't leak it right. It would have gone on the wind into the bunker. There's with a wedge for about 120. She can be aggressive with this one. Land it 15 feet left of the pin.
A little disappointed by that. Renavi is very attacking golfer, kind of player that likes to go for most. Now, one of the surprises of yesterday, 4 par 5s on the golf course. Helen Bream, given her prodigious hitting, didn't birdie any of them. She birdied one of the 2 on the front 9 today, having to lay up here at 10. And I thought that hit the lip. Where is that finished?
Left going left.
Well, here's a player going along nicely. Carla Bernat, amateur from Valencia. 6 under par, but 2 behind Andrea Revuelta.
There's no defence with that flag today, is there? Patricia Schmidt on the 11th hole. Up for birdie. Oh, looped that one in. She'll move up inside the top 10, the German.
Brock Estra, 73 day one, but bounced back brilliantly with a 65 yesterday. This for a 5th birdie of this round.
And she said her coach told her this week, just relax. There's a chance where you're not really playing for anything. She's kept both cards on the tours.
That didn't look too pretty, did it?
No, and it wasn't plugged, was it? Because it landed before it went in. She just caught too much sand there, Babnik. It wasn't that hard a bunker shot. Down the hill, right to left for Forbury. Cozies that one into the front. -7.
Back at the 9th. 2 distinct halves and separated by the 16th century mansion, which is now the clubhouse. Used to be farmland here. In fact, you look around the golf course, there is a lot of farmland as well as an airport.
Yeah, so a couple of people riding their horses past the first tee today.
Some decent crowds as well.
Yeah, it's really good today. Uphill, left to right birdie putt here for Urs. Is to get within 1.
Gammers needs to start climbing the leaderboard. Hasn't had a birdie yet today. Couple over for the round, and it's been that way for her this year, really. I talked about all the top 25s, but she keeps just throwing in one bad round in amongst the 4 now. Referee in view. Carlotta Saganda here at 9. Now, day 1, she started at the 10th, but played this front 9 in 32 shots. Yesterday, she started at the first, went out in 32 shots. And this is to go out in 32 shots. She likes this front 9.
This is tricky. It's going to come in sideways from left to right. Halfway, it breaks down the slope significantly. Trying to use the shadow of the pin as a guide. I think in normal circumstances she'd have took the flag out there.
But bearing in mind she's 11 under par for this front 9 this week, Sophie. She's only 14 under par in total. Shows what's coming up, really.
We saw that, in fact, the first 2 days of all the players. The front 9 is the scoreable 9. It's 200 yards shorter. So this is the 3rd for Helen Bream. I wonder if she can get to the green. No, chipping out. That's not a good leave. She's going to have the bunker in her way.
Oh, the lovely putt on this green yesterday for birdie. That was for par, and a drop shot 2nd of this front 9 for Pia Babnik. So back to where she started the day, 10 under par, albeit that's now 4 behind Saganda.
It hadn't made a birdie all week until today.
Yeah, no bogeys through 36 holes, 2 through 9 today. Disappointment. But given where she was this time last year, it has been a huge 2024 for Babnik.
Just some tidying up to do here for Saganda. She stays 2 ahead. 3 birdies on the front 9, no bogeys.
Not just where she wants to be, Carlotta. Led from the front when she won this tournament in 2021.
Back into a slight wind here for De Ruyt. Good leave below the hole, uphill birdie putt to come. Nice there by Hernandez. Needs to get something going on this back nine. She was only level par going out.
Carla Bernat to try to get to 7 under par. It's never on the right line, but Andrea Revuelta, who we saw birdie this hole, has now also birdied 40, so she's now 10 under. And work to do for Helen Bream at this par 5 to stay within 2. Never been an amateur winner of the Spanish Open. Dates back all the way to 1982. It's been on the Ladies European Tour schedule since 2002. But there is Andrea Revuelta. 3 birdies in a row. She has had 6 birdies in her last 7. And the Stanford University freshman is now in a share of 4th place, 4 behind her compatriot Carlotta Saganda. Lauren Walsh has had a good season, having a good day. 4 under for her round, just outside the top 10 in lovely sunny conditions. So, the final 3 ball have reached the turn. This is the par 5 10th, 2 par 5s in the first 3 holes starting the back 9.
And yesterday there was only 6 birdies on this 10th hole, and that was because of the pin position at the very back right. I mentioned before, only 44% of the field have hit this fairway. They're so anti the bunkers down the left-hand side, which has caught Helen Bream out, that they push it down the right and run out of fairway. 3 wood here for Zaganda. So Babnik off the back of that bogey was wild off the tee on 9 down the right. If she did that today, that water would be quite close.
Another one down the right, not quite as wide as the last.
Yeah, that water's about 270 away. The wind today, like we said, southeasterly, so slightly back into the players' faces. Urs gives it a dig. Strong grip, grips down on it, can carry it 260 in the air with a draw. Slings it round the corner.
She's impressive. We had an Indian champion in this tournament last year in Aditi Ashok.
Mikey, we are on the clock. We have trouble here. We have to, on tees, we have to be very fast.
Important putt, you feel, for Helen Bream. Really just got herself right in position and now struggling at this par 5.
A 6. Longest hitter in the field, making a 6 on a par 5. Couple of wayward shots. We saw her yesterday struggle off the tee. The The first day she gained 2.5 shots from the tee box. Yesterday, barely half a shot, and that's a player that's hitting the ball over 275 yards. For birdie for Manon de Roy. Very nice. 4 under par, isn't she? And I think it's the one to really look out for. She's the season winner on the LET. She's going to LPGA next week, so she's not thinking season's over in 2 days. She's thinking, what's next for me?
Well, yeah, she sees this week as a way to build up the confidence, which I think she's fairly done that this week already. She's not going to be caught in second place on the Order of Merit, so she's pretty much guaranteed that €50,000 bonus. Last Ladies European Tour event as a non-married lady for Alice Hewson.
She'll be going to Q Series next week. A couple of inches from right to left for a 2. Finds it. Over to America, get your tour card, come back, get married. That'd be a nice December.
That's the wedding gift she's after. Because her husband is from America, or husband-to-be, I should say. Stop looking at your phone and watch the golf. Waiting for Carlotta, maybe.
This will just be a layup, I'm sure.
New caddy for her this week. It's a one-off collaboration with Javi Erviti. He's going to be on the bag next year for Jose Ballester, who is a former European amateur champ. I nearly said Ballesteros, didn't I? Yeah,
She's a long way back.
Lo que te guste. Si te gusta el 4 al 2 es perfecto también. El 5 o el 4 al 2, lo que más te guste. Y acabar, al bunker, al huequito ahí. Esto está mitad y mitad.
Swapping out the 4-iron for the 5-iron here. And I think, having hired Alvaro in the past, she's wanting to have a Spanish-speaking caddy. She's had Terry Mack, of course, that is now with Lauren Coughlin, that caddy for Annika for many years. And she has had English-speaking caddies for a long time, but most recently has gone back to Spanish-speaking. I suppose she has enough of speaking English to Jamie, her boyfriend, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, this is quite a simple layup. I'm not, but must have taken maybe a 5 wood off the tee, because she is a long way back here. You see where her playing partners are in the distance. So 5-iron layup for Saganda.
I'm thinking it may have hit one of the trees and come back to here. So
It must have done.
Yeah.
I mean, those bunkers were 200 yards off the tee. That wind freshening up back into the players' faces. She'll have a longer third than what our playing partners do. Hardest hole on the course for Brock Estrup, looking to use the backstop.
Catch up again with the final group. Pia Babnik, who ended that front 9 with a drop shot, so back to 10 under. They're struggling with the layup here.
Bunkers that sit across 30 yards short of the green. Urs is trying to get this as close as she can to that cut-off at 30 yards.
That's nicely done. More than holding her own, the 21-year-old.
Lucky not to come back down the slope here, so this is a slider from left to right for par. How did that not come back? Yeah, she said her coach told her about relaxing. As I say, she's top 100 on the LPGA, she's top 10 on the Ladies European Tour. And I laughed and I said, have you ever played golf relaxed? She said, no, it's the first time for me.
I wonder if she really is relaxed. One of the great wins of the season was Annabelle Dimmick when she had that head-to-head battle with Pauline Roussan-Bouchard at Carlton House in Ireland. Was outside the top 120 on the rankings going into that week.
Downwind this, 155 yards, playing 147. Got a skip there, probably didn't get all of that 9-iron.
Carlotta Saganda. We saw the referee there watching them on the previous hole. We understand that Carlotta has been given a warning about slow play. Won't be the first time in her career that's happened.
No, she got it at Pelican, didn't she? At Annika's event. She actually got fined, I think, for that one.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
She did take a long time on that second shot.
Famously last year in Evian, got penalised a shot that saw her miss the cut by a shot in one of last year's majors.
This wind into from the left-hand side. Flag today, 10 on 4 from the left. Likes this one. Nice shot.
Yeah, she's been talked to about her speed of play, particularly on the greens. I think was one of the main issues. Not that she's speedy before it. She has tried to quicken her routine.
So in between the trees here, Babnik. It's less than 100 yards in. Wants to leave this maybe 20 feet right of the flag. You can see that club just ragging into the Bermuda there and turning it over, and that's going to be a difficult up and down from there for Babnik. Another missed green.
Well, this lady doesn't miss too many. Number 1 in greens and regulations on tour, Maria Hernandez. Over 88% greens in regulation. There's another one.
So what's that, 15 greens average?
Something like that, yeah.
41 yards left for Erzin to 10. You see that, she hit driver off the tee. She went for it, got as close as possible with hybrid. And set herself an uphill birdie putt to come.
More trouble off the tee for Helen Bream. I feel like this is a period in the round where she's going to have to dig deep here. Still very much in this. But after the 6 at 10, she has got a nice route through here at least.
Oh, did that hit? Missed the first one. That got lucky. It went straight between some branches. It did take a clip. She missed this fairway yesterday. But yesterday her putting was excellent, her lag putting in particular. Best putter in the field this week, Babnik. She'll need it right here over a speed bump on this 10th hole, having turned over a wedge from the rough on the left-hand side. And you've got to hit it hard enough, because you're going to come through about 4 yards of fringe down that right-hand side, because that's the line to take. And then if you hit it too hard, it catches the downslope at halfway and whistles past the hole. It's very much a 2-speed putt, this one. Slow to quick.
Licking her fingers, she knew that was going to drift past. Not a bad effort, but a tricky little one coming back. Two just starting to stumble. Bream with some issues, Babnik likewise.
Or anything below the hole here leaves yourself an uphill putt. It will move from right to left, so it's a couple of inches outside of right. But the one thing that Carlotta needs to do in this position is to hit these putts with more authority, make sure it gets to the hole, if not past it. Moved. Pace was good.
A little tidying up to do for Carlotta Saganda, and she remains 2 in front. Led by 1 at the halfway stage, looking to become the 2nd Spaniard to win her national championship twice, Atha Muñoz, the player who has done that already. Atha would have been here this week, of course, if you don't know, from the region, but she decided she wanted to stay in the United States ahead of Q School coming up, 5 rounds in Alabama.
There was 17 birdies today so far on this hole. It's for the 18th, only 6 yesterday. We'll have a read off Saganda inside the hole, uphill.
No problem at all. Her first birdie since the 6th, and she moves back within 1.
What does Urs need to do to get inside the top 10?
Win.
Yeah,
if she wins, she will jump from 27th to potentially 8th on the order of merit.
Which would get her into Q Series next week.
Yeah, top 10 on the order of merit. Automatically get into the final stage of Q School on the LPGA Tour.
Good 2-putt there by Babnik. Just hanging tough for these few holes. Hasn't had a birdie since the 4th.
Yeah, Lauren Walsh started the week 19th on the order of merit, but already guaranteed her place at Q School. Having a good day today, 4 under for the round.
Was right off the tee, chipped up to here. It's going to escape with a par, Bream. Having bogeyed 10, it was really significant that she got that one up and down for par on 11.
And for all the talk about how far she hits it, she is so comfortable with those sorts of shots.
Yeah, I do believe she is textbook in terms of putting stroke and then options with her chipping. Slides by there for Dimmick, and so often we've seen in the past the longer hitters that maybe don't have that around the greens that Bream really does. If you can hit it over 275 yards off the tee and then chip and putt the way she does, she'll win a lot, as we've seen.
As she has already, looking for her 6th win of the year, Helen Bream.
Los teléfonos vibrador, por favor,
She is feeling it right now. Holding nothing back there, Urs. This fairway is skinny, long, narrow, out of bounds down the left-hand side. And the cost of missing this fairway is nearly a shot. Leaked it down the right-hand side yesterday. Didn't really hit the ball great off the tee on this back nine yesterday, did Zagander. Opted for a fairway wood, a 3-wood here yesterday. She has pulled the driver today. Out of bounds left, bunkers on the right-hand side. Two excellent drives round the runway. We are close to Malaga Airport. What has Babnik got yesterday? High and right, and made an outrageous birdie. Can't get away with it twice. Needs to find the fairway here.
Screen, birdie 10 and 11. Here she is at 12.
Well, that, the 3 birdies in a row for Hannah Screen to get to double figures. Knew straight off the face that she didn't quite strike that one. However, 11th hardest hole on the golf course at nearly 400 yards back into the wind. She'll take that.
Carlota Zagander has her name on that trophy already. She won at Los Naranjos in 2021, and here she is at Guadalhorce, out in front, only by 1 though. Pranav Urs' birdie at the par 5 10th has taken her to 13 under par. Then it's a 2-shot gap to the rest. There is Hannah Screen after those 3 birdies in a row now in her share of 5th place. Chase at the moment for top amateur firmly in the hands, you feel, of Andrea Revuelta. Carla Bernat, though, will feel there's still time on her hands, and the defending champion Aditi Ashok, couple under par today, just inside that top 20. No one shot lower than 65 so far this week. Liz Young having a terrific year. Her goal at the start of the week was to try and get into that top 10 of the Order of Merit. Not because she wants to go to LPGQ school, because she doesn't, but so that she can have her best ever finish on the Order of Merit. 11th 2 years ago.
Par 5, 12. That's right. Well, missed this fairway right yesterday, but not that far right. Saw her on the range early today, looking like she was trying to hit some fades. I mean, this 12th hole is incredibly narrow, long, thin fairway, and Bream's missed it down the right.
To the par 3 13th, where we've seen a hole in 1 today. Hannah Screen looking to keep this birdie charge going on the back 9.
Setting up another one, that for 4 in a row for Screen. Babnik, we mentioned about the troubles that she'd had last year, and in terms of golf swing, she's sacrificed a bit of length in order to find some fairway. So first to hit after this 3-ball. It's a long 3-ball in general, though. Pin that slopes from back to front. Be bold with this one. Send it all the way to the pin. Looks like she was trying to fade that one in and held on to it left. That's 3 greens in a row missed for Pia Babnik.
Andrea Revuelta putting together the round of the day. She is at 16.
Going at every flag on this back 9, setting up another birdie try.
Well, we know Bernard-Viers will attack every flag she can, but this is a real green light for her.
For somebody that draws the ball, she's never quite sure about getting to a flag that only sits 4 right, whereas playing next in Carlota Zaganda, that is her stock shot, that fade. She was on the driving range earlier, just working that swing path from right to left. Massive drive by the Spaniard here, just a flick in. What wind there is hurting from the right, which will aid getting to this right pin. Just fade it into that wind.
Okay. Should have been hoping for a little better than that, but will be a birdie look nonetheless. On the clock, this final 3-ball. Well, I mentioned 65 is the low round of the week. This is for the 18-year-old amateur to go 8 under for the day.
Oh, 1 roll shy to get into that 8.
So frustrating when you've been holding as many as she has the last couple of hours. Nearly. But she's at it again in her national championship.
Brock Estrett's round slowed down. Bogey at 9, 1 at 11. Chance to get it back here at 12 for birdie.
The 4 birdies in a row. Hannah Screen. Pity. Lovely tee shot. Run comes to an end. But she's put herself in the mix here. Player who had a really good year on the Access Series last year to get her tour card when she actually started the year without any status on that tour.
Well, Hannah was the one that lost out to Helen Bream, wasn't she, at the Rose Open earlier this year?
Yeah, that was down at Brockett Hall. Was it a playoff, wasn't it?
Came out hot there by Babnik. It wasn't that bad a shot, actually. A little bit softer and it would have fallen towards the hole.
Yeah, it was better than the bunker shot she hit at 9. Looks like it's Bernard-Viers to putt for birdie before Carlota Zaganda. So Hurst does have this to join the Spaniard at the top of the leaderboard. There's confirmation of how things stand right now. Revuelta's so close to joining Bream and Manon de Roy at 11 under.
You'd think it would try and move from left to right at the end of this putt, but on that lower tier, this is a great spot to be. Putt for birdie to get to 5 under par for the day. She thought the same as me. Well, she hit a good putt, started it where she wanted to, it just didn't quite come back on her, so we'll be 1 back, possibly 2, after Zaganda's hit it in tight here.
He had a couple of weeks in Florida working with her coach Jorge Parada. Feels that's having a good effect on what we're seeing here this week. Carlota Zaganda 67, 66 the first 2 days, and certainly carrying that through here on Saturday in Spain.
Couple of birdies chances missed going into this back 9 on 10 and 11 for the 34-year-old.
Not one on the LPGA Tour since she had those 2 wins in 2016, but looking for her 8th on the LET. Zaganda looking very composed and in control. You can't say the same about Helen Bream, and they're thinking going down the right here.
Well, they're on 12, but it looks like Jakob Dada said let's go down the right-hand side, which would be hitting it back down 11. Looks like Helen is opting for the chip out back onto her own fairway.
Youngest winner on the LET this season when she won La Sella Open. 8 years younger than the average age of the champions on tour this year, this young being the eldest.
Come on.
Done well. Yeah, she's been struggling, as has Pia Babnik in the last half an hour. So Babnik has this to avoid another drop shot.
Well, the short game was so good to her yesterday. It saved her. It's not been the case today. Bogey for Babnik.
It's a gorgeous day in Malaga. The first time this tournament's been played here. Many times it's been on the Costa del Sol, but never in Malaga. A lovely city as well. The Roman temple in town. It's not too far away from here, about 15 minutes or so from the city centre. Another one right down the middle from a very impressive Urs.
Well, I think it's just showing that it's a course that if you hit one slightly offline, you start trying to steer it or think about it, it can catch you out. We've seen that by Helen Bream, especially with these longer hitters. We spoke about how the long hitters are up at the top of the leaderboard, but you know, you do stand on these tee boxes, 11, 12 in particular. You've got out of bounds down the left-hand side, and you've got a row of, I mean, they're planted palm trees. They're there for a reason, to try and narrow this fairway. Hit 3-wood here yesterday, Zaganda, and got nearly home in 2. With it being downwind from the left, 505 yards, I think she will be able to get there in 2 with 2 good 3-woods. right-hand side. The carry on them's 240. She's either in the sand or the trees.
Well, it was a good escape from in amongst the trees. She's going to have a very good look at birdie after all. But one of the stories of the day has been the performance from Andrea Revuelta. Here is the Stanford freshman. They now had to pick him at Stanford, Sophie.
They've got the pick of the bunch, especially in the women's game. NCAA champions. They've had Roseanne, Michelle Wee, and a certain Eldrick Woods. And let's not forget Andrea Lee, actually. She was the Roseanne before Roseanne, wasn't she?
Yeah, yeah, and Paola Martin, who's in the field this week, also is right now at Stanford. She's in her second year.
An 80-yard pitch shot from Manon de Roy, and it's gorgeous. Birdie looks to come. That breeze is getting up, isn't it? It's the most we've seen this week.
Yeah, it's about as warm as it's been as well. About 23 degrees. Lovely temperatures. And if you haven't been with us, a field of only 75 players, top 65 available from the rankings, along with 11 tournament invites. And there's a lot at stake this week. The Order of Merit's been wrapped up, Rookie of the Year's been wrapped up. Chiara Tambellini's not here, she's getting ready for Q Series next week, having already sealed those to become the first Swiss winner of the rankings last time out in Riyadh. Manon de Roy, well, she's playing superbly. She's guaranteed second. There is a chase for third, although it looks like it's going to be beyond. Certainly Bronte Law, Alice Houston and Shannon Tan may be thinking they can catch Charlie Hull in third to get into that bonus pool. Then the top 10, that will get you into Q Series next week. So even though Nicole Brock-Ostrup's already guaranteed a car for next year, it's only if you finish in the top 10. And there's some like Liz Young, who, if they did get in the top 10, would still be firmly playing on the Ladies European Tour. Marta Martin needs a top 3, not too far away right now. And I didn't just say it because she's joining us in the commentary box, but Liz Young is with us here on day 3. Hello, Liz.
Hi, Richard.
Am I right? I am saying that even if you finish top 10, you...
Yeah, you are right, yes. No, I'm staying on the LET.
How are you, first of all?
Good, yeah, really good. Pleased with my round today. It was solid. A few more putts could have dropped, but some tricky pins out there.
Andrea Revuelta, this to go 8 under for the round.
Yeah, that's an impressive score. I mean, there's some tricky pins out there, like I said, and to shoot 8 under and not finish yet, that's a good round.
Yeah, she left one on the lip at 16, not to be at 17. Here we are at 13. This seems like a flag that everyone's getting a little closer to today.
Yeah, it's nice. A little bit of help with the wind. Yeah, you can really have a go at that hole. This is a slightly downhill putt, but it's a good chance. Oh, just shaved.
Yeah, started so well yet again, Nicole Brock-Ostrup. She was 4 under and has now dropped 3 shots, so back to 1 under par. Mentioned about the wind, Liz. We've said it looks slightly windier. What's the conditions like?
I mean, it picked up for me on my back 9. Oh, that's not a great position to be in for Saganda. So it's just a bit. I'd say it's not swirling. It's all in the same direction from the southeast, but it can pick up a little bit, and so it's about a 1 club wind at the moment, and we haven't had any the previous 2 days really.
What do you do here? How much do you bite off?
Yeah, well, with her short game skills, hopefully she can come up with some magic and get it up quick, just like that.
She had 240 front edge, and it was about not leaving it in the bunker and hitting the lip. So she's back into position. I think she'll be able to get there in 2 from there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she'll be able to get there now. And like you said, she's put it back into play, which is great.
Well, Helen Bream was in trouble at this hole, but still had that for birdie. Have you got to see her hitting it? Yeah,
I have. It's quite depressing, really. I think it takes me 2 shots to get to her drive. It's unbelievable. I was on the 8th tee yesterday, and she was hitting up the 9th, and it looked like she only had like 50 metres in, and I was thinking I had an easy 8-iron into that hole after her. But
This looks like a layup also for Babnik. Those palm trees really do eat into this hole on that right-hand side.
yeah, the problem with that hole, with that out of bounds, it's just so close to the green on the left-hand side. So if you don't quite catch that 200, they're probably hitting about 230 yards in, and if you miss that slightly, you're suddenly OB.
Anna de Roy to try and get a little closer to the top, not to be. Good friend of yours, you
Yeah.
picked her to the title in India.
I know, yeah. Let's hope she can get this title. Then I'll feel a lot better.
Well, then you'll be the person who denied her winning the Order of Merit.
Yeah, I know, yes, yes. I am aware.
No, that must have been a strange experience for you coming up against her, you know, in a tournament like that to win it.
It was. I mean, it was nice to, you know, I love playing with Manon. She's a great player. I love to play with great players and a great friend as well. But yeah, to put her on the last, it was good for me.
Exactly. You now got 2 titles each, have you?
Yeah, there we go. We shared it out, 1 each this year. So
How much are you enjoying your golf?
yeah, I'm really loving it. It's the best golf I've played in the last 3 years, and in my 40s, which I wasn't expecting. But I'm really happy with the way things are going, and I just want to keep improving on the LET.
Liz Young with us in commentary as Lauren Walsh just skips the bunker at 80, just off the back of 2 birdies in her last 3 holes, so she's up to a share of 10th. Every year, Liz, you know, you're there keeping your card, and every year, like Pranavi here, there's new talent coming through. You've seen them come along and, you know, over the years.
Yeah, and what's great about the women's game is each year the talent coming through is getting better, and it's getting deeper as well. So it's a great place for women's golf, and it's getting harder for me, unfortunately. But it's amazing to see the talent coming through from all around the world.
Not showing on the rankings, it's getting harder for you.
No, I'm just having to, you know, improve my game a lot more. I think of when I started 16 years ago, how bad my game was really compared to now. She's taking it on.
Yeah, she likes to attack this Pranavi.
Great shot. Yeah.
Yeah, 195 front edge there, and she likes to hit a draw, so to start it over those palm trees.
Yeah, and then with, like you said, the out of bounds is literally 5 yards left of that green.
5 birdies and eagle on the card today for Hannah Screen.
Pretty slow this putt, maybe moving from right to left on her.
We were mentioning how she lost the Rose Ladies Open playoff to Helen Bream. The Rose Ladies, something you had a big part of.
Yeah, I love to, and it's great that Justin and Kate Rose took that on, and it's still going strong, giving British girls an opportunity to play. Just gives a warm-up for the LET girls usually, and then obviously now with the Open for the access, gives those girls that can't quite get their LET card a chance to play.
What do you make of this golf course? 2 very different nines.
Yeah, very different nines. The back 9, the greens are exceedingly slopey, and it's more about positioning. There's definitely areas of the green wherever the pin is, and it's a bit more open. Whereas the front 9, a bit more tree lined, few hills, and tight greens. I mean, that 6th green is so narrow.
How well do you know Manon de Roy? What club's she hitting here?
She'll be hitting probably an 8-iron. Maybe even a 9, because it's downwind that hole. Yeah.
Whatever it was, is the right club.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, she's like I said, she's a fantastic ball striker, and this course definitely suits her.
So out of the bunker to here. Saganda to a back right pin on 12. Loving this, walking after it. Oh, what about that for a response?
Yeah, that's a great shot because just after that ball, it goes downhill and you're off the green. So that's a really great shot.
There's the Saganda little jog that comes after something positive. This would be a fine finish if Lauren Walsh can bag this. She's had some really good finishes this season.
Yes. It's the pace that kept that one out, wasn't it? That was to go around in 66.
In Switzerland, at the Aramco Team Series event in London, she made some real charges over the weekend. Been a bit of a struggle the last 45 minutes or so for Pia Babnik.
So where are you looking to land this one? It's a funky green, isn't it?
It is, yeah, that pin's on that back slope, so you've got to get it up there. But like I said, if you just pass Saganda's ball, it all feeds away off the green, so it's a really tight landing area. You've got to be really precise with your wedges and control the spin as well.
But that's the fourth green Pia Babnik's missed in a row now. It's a course that gets that way, doesn't it? Especially on this back nine.
Yeah, if you
get in your head.
Yeah, if you're just slightly out, like I said, these greens on the back nine are you've got to position your ball really well and control the spin. These long hitters, you know, they may be coming in with wedges, but they've got to control that spin. Otherwise, they're coming off the slopes and then they're going to be left with a long putt.
Eyeing this one up and down, Helen Breen.
I think she tried to hit a big wedge in there. That looked a lot. It's like she's playing with kids' clubs, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got Isabel's club.
She could do. Unbelievable how far she hits the ball.
You've got your daughter playing a little bit of golf, I hear.
Yes, yeah, we're going to try and get her going a bit more this winter. We've just got some new clubs. She was with little clubs earlier, so got new clubs just came. So hopefully she'll get out on the golf course with Mummy.
And will she be watching, listening to you right now?
Maybe. I know they went and getting a Christmas tree this morning, so we're full on Christmas mode, but I'm sure it's on in the background, I hope.
You've done well getting out the Christmas decorations putting up, haven't
I know,
you?
apparently it's all done, so thank you, Jonathan.
Very
I'll
nice.
be home tomorrow night to look at it.
Well, eagle putt to come for Ravani Ayres here. Driver hybrid, I think it was, to pin high.
Yeah, this is quite a big slope she's got to hit it up, so she's got to give it quite a good hit.
She did birdie the 10th hole, so looking for a 2-putt birdie or a 1-putt eagle here on the 12th.
Gotta go.
I think she might be further away than Carlotta Saganda.
And that's what I was meaning with these greens. If you're just in the wrong section, you suddenly left yourself a really difficult putt.
Hopefully the last shot of a very good day for Lauren Walsh. This for a 67. We're talking about the Stanford team winning the NCAAs. Lauren Walsh held the winning putt, didn't she, a couple of years ago in the big college competition in college golf.
Played out of Wake Forest. Should still be at college, really, Pia Babnik.
Their 5th year on tour, she told us the other day.
Oh, wow.
20 years old.
It's unbelievable. So the talent coming through is just unbelievable.
Just needs something. You mentioned she'd missed 4 greens in a row. That one there, she was willing it to go in.
Yeah, I played with her out in Riyadh a few weeks ago, and definitely her game is really solid. You know, she's been through a lot of battles with her swing changes and everything, but it was so good to see her coming back and playing how she used to play when she came on tour. So hopefully that gave her some encouragement and she can have another good week this week.
Yeah, she finished the 3rd there that week.
As she was saying yesterday about the back pain that she had at like 17, 18 years old, severe back pain, and that set her back. And then, like you were saying, with the swing issues, now works with Matt Belsham, who's Charlie Hall's coach. She's been working with him for just over a year, and the results have swiftly changed due to that.
Yeah, Pranav Ayres is another one, only 21, who has suffered badly with back issues over the last few years. It's been really the only things that have set her back at all in her fledgling days. This to get to 14 under alongside Saganda.
Great two-putt. That's a clutch putt right there.
Yeah, she got there in the end, didn't she? Putting the pressure on Saganda.
Back to the par 3 13th. Tidily done from Helen Bream. What will this one do?
This one's slightly back up the hill, and it's got a bit of left to right, not much, probably just outside the left edge. Slightly uphill.
But she mentioned yesterday she took advantage of the par 5s. She's had one birdie already on this front 9, and this to regain her lead. The wind is getting up, but this would be some birdie. I've been found the bunker off the tee. The crowd are willing and waiting.
That's a fantastic fall, given where she'd left her tee shot. That is superb from Saganda.
That little fist pump. Looks at her dad, and he mirror imaged her there, didn't he, Jesus?
Yeah, she wants this title again. She's just, you know, it's great that she comes back and supports this event, and she always shows up and gives us all a run for our money. But, you know, you can tell by her expressions that she definitely wants this event.
No, she comes and she takes your money. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know, but, you know, she deserves it. If she plays that well, she deserves it.
And she elevates the event.
Absolutely. You know, it's great for Spain that she comes back and plays in this event. So.
But it means Pia Babnik now is 6 behind, 9 under. After the first hole today, she was tied for the lead.
Yeah, that's a lot to come back from Saganda.
Now Mana De Roy after that lovely tee shot.
Go. Yeah, there we go.
So she's alone in 3rd place now, 12 under.
You know, if it's your friend, you've got to give it more
Sorry.
If this is going to be on Instagram, we need the cheer. Right, here we go. We are on for the round of the week here.
I like it, Sophie, giving a bit of coaching on air.
Back left pin, must miss the front bunker.
Cruised it in. She's going for another one.
So the 18-year-old from Madrid will have that for the round of the week. And she is right in the mix. Carlota Saganda leading the way at 15 under par. Pranovia's just one back on what is a gorgeous day in the south of Spain. So the final 3 ball have reached the par 3 13th. See that flag's moving around a little bit. What, was it breezy out there today?
Yeah. I mean, just for me, it was just the last 9 holes, but this is playing downwind. Just one club, really. It's nice. It's quite nice, like you said. It's a gettable pin, this one. I was quite pleased. I put it quite close, so it was a tap-in birdie.
And this will be pitching wedge. Hers hits it a long way. I asked her on the driving range what she's stock 7 iron. She said 172. I said, sorry.
Gosh.
No wonder she's had a bad back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. See, I may not hit it long, but I've got longevity. She's got a chance
below the hole there. She's the one that hasn't missed the fairways. Out of the longer hitters, she has been aggressive off the tee and found in the centre, and the rest of them have been slightly unnerved at times. Babnik, Bream, even Carlota Saganda with the missing fairways, even though she did pick up that birdie there on the par 5.
Immer noch weit, die 2.
A 9-iron here for Zagander. This flag only on 6 yards. 155, playing 145 with the downwind. Well, she had the pressure put on her, but responded there, no issue whatsoever. At the back of that birdie, man on Roy on 14.
This is a nice driving hole. It's no bunkers, so you just let it loose. She likes that.
Those trees going to come into play down that?
No, she'll be so far down. She'll just be having a wedge in. Yeah, all three of them are giving them good chances of birdie there.
Yeah, she needs a little pick-me-up right now, does Pia. Bernavia certainly with everything in control. Zagander leading the way. It's been a little bit hit and miss today for Bream, but she's still right there. Needs to straighten out this club.
407 yards, straight par 4. It's picked up the tee swiftly.
Camera can't even pick it up. It's gone so far.
A swing speed of 111 miles an hour with the driver. Do you know yours?
Yeah, I'm about a 92, 93. Yeah, I'm trying to get it to 95. And 111, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
It's about 2.5 yards per mile an hour, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And apparently she's got a 15-year-old sister who's got a similar swing speed already.
Boy, yeah. I need to hit the gym.
You just keep doing
You
what
need to
you're
grow
doing.
a bit. She's 6'3".
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable.
This for a round of 64. What a performance from Andrea Rivalta. The top amateur last year, she's the top amateur this year, but the way she's played today, she might be thinking about more than being the top am.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable score. With those pins, you know, they have been tucking them this week, and that's 64 is unbelievable.
Round of the weeks. Nicole Brock-Estrom had a 65 yesterday. She's just made another birdie, 8 under. 65 also on day one from Nora Komulainen.
I think it says a lot about a player. Obviously, she's young, but the courage to keep going. You know, 4 under's good score, but she's gone now. I'll just keep going.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's what the new generation is about. They don't give up. You know, 4 under's not good enough. They want 5 under.
There's no protecting the score. It's almost fearless.
Yeah, they are fearless. They go for everything. Like you were saying, they go for the par 5s, even if there's out of bounds close by. They're still going for it, and they're still taking them on.
And we've seen Carlotta even this week when she's been 4 under through 9, and then she's slowed down on the back 9, and you can see her almost willing herself to make herself hit driver, hit putts harder, whereas it just seems to be coming a lot naturally to the younger players.
Yeah, they haven't had the disappointment like we have.
And had the scar tissue.
Yeah, that's it. It's like juniors when they putt. You watch juniors putt, they just ram everything in the hole.
Talking of juniors, didn't you caddying for you this week?
Oh yeah. I had a good friend Sue. She used to caddy for me in the Hampshire when I was Hampshire Girls, and I probably even caddied for her when she was in the Hampshire Ladies when I was just starting out as well.
Unlucky for Bernavia. That was to rejoin Saganda in the lead.
Well, she's had a couple of chances, hasn't she? And then Carlotta's just held her off. And you wonder if this is where the separation comes. If Saganda steps over this, holds it, gets 2-shot lead.
16th hole, Annabelle Dimmock.
It's just shy of that ridge.
Yeah, chance to get back into a 2-shot lead. She hasn't been ahead by more than 2 yet this week. 1-shot advantage heading into this 3rd round.
This is a pretty straight putt. She's got a good chance here.
Well, she takes her time. There are some that are critical of that, but when she does hit it, it normally is with great positivity. This to get to 16 under.
Just on the low side. That was a chance missed.
And a let-off for the chasing pack. Stays one ahead, though. Anna Screen made such a good start to the back 9. 3 birdies in a row, but struggling here at 15. This for bogey.
Oh, joint hardest hole on the course. There's another one out there. It's going to be a double bogey.
Needs this, Pia Babnik. It's been a tough ride, but that'll make her feel a lot better.
Yeah, that was a great putt.
That significance of getting back to level par for her round, especially as her 2 playing partners didn't make a 2.
We saw the chip.
Yeah, this is tricky putts down the hill. Oh, she's just
Yeah, 1 or 2 making errors they can't afford. Dimmock, like Hannah Screen, dropping back to 8 under par.
Yeah, you can't give Carlotta too many shots.
No, she's not going to go backwards anytime soon. 14th now, though this is a tough hole.
Yeah, the pin, the green is quite narrow, so I mean, these girls hit it such a long way. They're probably going to be coming in with wedges, but you've got to be really accurate on your approach shot. The drive is pretty straightforward. Nice straight drive. It's a nice looking hole when you're standing on the tee box. It's really on the second shot.
I can't really remember her missing a fairway yet today. And that's not the commentator's curse. It was.
Yep, he did it.
Okay, misses left, isn't it? That'll mean that she'll have to manoeuvre one around the palm trees if that's where it's gone.
So talk us through this one then, Liz.
Here we go. What hole is she on now? 15?
This is still 14.
14.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's got to... It's the distance control. She's got to be spot... There you go, spot on. And she's controlled the spin, which is really impressive, just out the rough.
The Roy is unbelievable off the tee, isn't she?
She is, yeah. And she's... unlike Helen, she's very small. You know, she's... and she hits it so far. But she's very straight, and then like we just saw there, her iron play is exceedingly good. Her ball striking is one of the best on the tour.
Another miscue frustrated Pia Babnik.
Yeah, Babnik looks like she's just dropping it under plane, getting it on the inside and opening up the club face.
Liz, we're going to let you go shortly. So, you know, when the season ends, what do you do? When do you next start getting ready for 2025?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to probably be a bit late. I'll probably be the second week of January. The clubs will come out from under the stairs. They're going to have a well-deserved break for a good 6 weeks. And then I'll get going again, ready to start the season off again in February. But I need that break. It's been a long season. We've done a lot of travel on the LET. And my body is very tired.
Not sure where that one's gone from Carlotta Saganda. Well, at the moment, as it stands, you're 11th on the projected ranking, so that would equal your best ever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try tomorrow to see if I can break into that top 10, just to say that I've finished top 10 on the LET. But as always, I just want to play good golf tomorrow. It's getting better each day. Oh, my word.
In the jaws from Helen Bream.
1 over par for this back nine.
Yeah, she's not going to be happy with that. Okay, here we go. Finish on a high. There we go. Yeah, you see, my money's on Manon. She's got all parts of the game. She's got Stefan on the bag this week.
That's her boyfriend.
That's her boyfriend, yeah. Yeah, he just does as he's told.
As all good boyfriends do.
As all, yeah.
Beware of the happy golfer.
But yeah, she hasn't
6 under now.
She hasn't dropped a shot. That's a very tidy scorecard, and she's got some chances still left.
Yeah, within 2 of the lead. Well, there's no doubt that the amateur star has been Andrea Revuelta, but Carla Bernat has tried to stick with her, although it's tough when you see your fellow Spanish amateur shoot a round of 64. Listen, Liz, thanks so much.
Thank you
for joining us. Did you enjoy?
Pleasure, yes. Great fun.
Good. Well, I know you've enjoyed your season. 1 more round to go. Good luck with that.
1 more, yes.
And then it's Christmas.
Hallelujah.
Liz Young with us here. Day 3 of this Andalucia Costa del Sol Open de España, where Carlotta Saganda has a 1-shot lead. Rounds of 69s from Nora Comulani. Remember, she was leading the way after day 1. And back with the chase for the amateurs. Carla Bernat we saw finishing with a birdie for a round of 70. Paula Martin Sempredo finishing with a par. The last. It's not been a good day for her, unfortunately. That is a round of 80, so her hopes of being top amateur have gone. Now, Sophie told us the other day, they are the Daffodils, not in their usual kit, but the Daffodils when you watch the Solheim Cup. There they are from Wales, come down for the final event of the Ladies European Tour season. Trying to cut this one at 14, Babnik. She's gone from sand to sand. Yeah, I thought that birdie might be just the fillip she needed, but not being the way, not being the case for Pia. We have in the past seen her get quite emotional out on the golf course. Found a nice little patch of grass here, hasn't she? Carlota Siganda.
Downwind second shot, middle right pin. The radar is on for Siganda, but can she make that putt? Hit a great shot into the 13th, another one into 14th.
Well, this is where the tee shot finished from Bernavia. She's not going through that little gap there.
120 front is looking for a massive hook around the palm trees. Not quite. I mentioned how she'd not missed a fairway yet. That's the first one, and it's what happens now, I suppose, because you suddenly stand on a tee box, maybe with a little bit of second guessing.
She was one back going to that hole. Siganda's got a great chance for birdie. Could be a big bit of movement at 14. This is at 17, Annabelle Dimmock.
Yes. Big bit of movement on this one, from right to left. Everybody's under-read it and send it out towards those shadows on the right-hand side. Maybe a foot and a half, 2 feet. Finds its home. Birdie for Dimmock.
After a couple of bogeys as well, that was much needed. Been an eventful back nine, only had a couple of pars after going out in 32.
Hardest hole, 15. Out of bounds right, bunker left. This is left. Over that bunker, but into the palm trees for Helen Bream.
Our first time today looking at Shannon Tam, 1 under for the round, so just outside the top 10 at 7 under. Remains that way, the winner of the opening event of the year, which was all the way 10 months ago. Back in February for Pingo Ridge. Well, one great look at birdie, the other two struggling for par, needing their short game to produce something.
Long bunker shot from left to right as it hits the surface.
She's getting some practice, isn't she, at them?
That's now 5 out of 6 greens missed since the 9th hole.
What about this next one coming up for Pranavi Urs?
It's kind of a bowl-shaped green, isn't it, this 14th? So missing it long and right.
Gracias.
Flag today is 9 from the right, so there's no question on the amount of room that she's got. There's Bermuda around these greens, but it's cut quite tightly. They expect it to get a firm first bounce. Needs to play it with a touch of check, though. See, she just didn't get the check, did she? It's not bad.
But she's outside of Siganda, who will be putting for birdie. Marta Martin needs to finish top 3 this week to have a chance of finishing in the top 10 of the rankings and go off to LPGA Q School. So 5 back of that mark as things stand at 8 under par. That's around a 69 today.
Tip Sport Czech Open winner back in the summer.
been a long way. It's going to be carrying on for Carlota Saganda for this birdie try. The other two putting for par first.
I thought it was interesting when Liz is sat here saying it's a quite straightforward tee shot. I haven't found it that way. What we've been watching, it just shows that how accurate she is compared to the other players, because we've had 2 out of 3 players miss this fairway and it's been costly. This one from the high side, so won't need to worry too much about the speed. Come a little bit from right to left to save par. Two good putts in a row on 13 and 14 for Babnik. She stays at 10 under par. Hanging tough right now, the Slovenian.
All about perspective. A player who didn't shoot anything in the 70s last season. Struggling, but she's still level par for the round.
Needs to control the spin on this one. A back left pin, it all sits back at you. Oh, it's spun the other way.
Well, it's only Saturday, so you don't want to overplay the significance. But given where Carlota is right now, given the shape of the leaderboard, feels like an important putt this for Pranavi Urs.
And she hasn't made a bogey since the 8th hole yesterday. That started too far right.
So she'll slip back to 13 under. Saganda in a moment will have a chance to get to 16 under. So from one shot away starting this hole, gap could be 3. We saw Helen Bream's tee shot go down that left side in amongst the trees. Came out to here, so fighting for par again. Just got to try and keep in touch, and then got to try and iron out those issues.
I don't think she's hit a fairway on this back 9 as Helen Bream. Now for Carlota to get herself out clear in front with daylight. Inside right, birdie putt on 14.
Walks it in. She's going to be tough to catch from this position. The lead is as big as it's ever been. It's 3 for Carlota Saganda.
And that's the surname, that's the weight of Saganda at the top of the leaderboard, just putting some pressure on the young Urs at 21 years old. We've seen a 2-shot swing on that par 4.
Patricia Schmidt at the 17th.
The 17th hole runs parallel to 13, also downwind. Great shot in there by Patricia Schmidt.
She's one of the few who actually played better on the back 9 this week than the front 9. De Roy, who may emerge as the big contender here today. Thought she had another then.
6 under the card. That was for 3 birdies in a row for the Belgium. Well, it started on the 10th hole, didn't it, with Bream? She whacked it in the bunker down the left-hand side, then missed 11 right, 12 right. She's missed this fairway left.
Yeah, she's 1 over par only for this back 9, which is pretty good given where she's put herself at various times. This to stay at 11 under.
for 95% of that putt. It looked in, it's just dived left on the end.
So suddenly, she's 6 behind Helen Bream, 6 behind this lady.
Started at the fairway bunker left, cut it back with a driver, but that is hanging left. Ooh. It's come back. Look how low that one went. Look how fast it's run down there as it sneaks its way past the 295-yard marker there in the fairway.
This course has dried out a lot, hasn't it, through the week?
It has, but that's the flight sheet. Not many people have a flight like that. Not many women can peel a fade with that strength. Normally a fade is a slightly weaker strike, but Carlotta just tees it down and fizzes it.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain here. When I say a lot of rain a couple of weeks ago. Malaga, much of it was flooded. This golf course is in unbelievable shape, considering. It's running out as well for Babnik. That's one of her best of the back nine.
Long drive contest down 15, 392 yards. What win there with is back into the player's face.
Who's going to take it?
Carlotta. And that's what she still has, but it doesn't come out enough.
Final hole of the day for Annabel Dimmock.
Yeah, that bunker there, about 8 yards short of the pin, certainly on a player's mind. That front bunker needs it to draw. No, it did. Picked up some yardage because of that draw. Went on that southeasterly wind, so long and left for Dimmock.
Well, there is the trophy which Carlotta Ciganda has lifted 3 years ago, and she has put herself firmly in control right now in 2024. 2 birdies in the last 3 holes, coupled with that drop shot at 14 from Pranavi Erst, gives her a 3-shot gap. Performance of the day, though, has come from the 18-year-old Andrea Revuelta. Helen Bream and Pia Babnik not having the days they were hoping for. Trisha Chinglap, last year's #1, handily placed. There's Li Jiang, who joined us in the commentary box a little while ago. Yeah, 8 under the best of the day. The wind looks like it's as strong as it has been all day.
Must avoid the tree in the middle of this 16th fairway. Like it's gone either through it or round it. However, it's past it, and we'll just be pitching it in from there. Was a hockey player in her youth, Manon Duroy. I think that's why she's got quick hands through the golf ball.
Well, it was a lovely tee shot from Patricia Schmidt. Deserves a 2. Gets one.
And speaking to Liz Young, she's taken 6 weeks off. We spoke to Patricia Schmidt earlier this week, and the most she takes is 2, isn't it? She's never taken more than 2 weeks off. Well, these fairways just get narrower and narrower for Bream. Only hit one on this back nine. 332 yards back into the wind. That tree is 210 and the bunker on the left is 224. That looked more balanced. Finds that slot down the left-hand side and hits the fairway.
They're disappointed, not used to it. Three lovely tee shots from the final three ball down 15.
All of them are grabbing themselves a wedge. This back left pin, 19 on, 9 from the left-hand side. You want to keep it down that left. There's a swale that takes it away from the hole if you miss it right. Great shot. Oh, just moved away from that there. She had the club twirl, she likes it in the air, the spin just killed her. I think it's hard when you've got back pins and soft greens, you're coming in with wedges. If you look here, she's got 7 yards over it, but you know if you miss the green, because they are slightly raised, you've got an awful chip shot coming back. Babnick's missed 4 out of her last 6 greens, surely not now, with only a wedge in her hand. The radar is back on for Babnick. Those excellent putts on the last 2 holes. Now she's hit a good iron shot in there.
But you do think now, like Bream and Babnick, both 10 under. I mean, they're 6 behind a player of the quality of Carlota Ciganda. And I know it's only day 3, but I feel like they really need to finish strongly.
Yeah, I think Babnick's in a different situation. She's almost testing herself at the moment, and it's whereas Ciganda is at that stage where she's only here to win. After a whopping drive of nearly 300 yards, she's got just outside 100 yards left. Looking to stick this one close.
Also suffering from the spin and the slope there. Another birdie look, mind you. Martha Ara Munoz is the only player to have won this title twice. Carlota Ciganda hoping this week she's going to do something similar, because it was 3 years ago in this event that she achieved one of her career goals, winning the Spanish Open title. She had a 3-shot lead going into the final day at Los Naranjos down the coast from here, and it never looked in doubt, making the turn in 4 under in round 4, and she all but sealed the win when she made that eagle at the par 5 14th. Just cruised through the way she pretty much has been doing today. And for good measure, a birdie at the last for a round of 67, sealing a lifetime's ambition by winning her national title at the age of 31. The trophy she craved, and the way things are going, she may have it back in her hands once again this week.
And she will know that stat about her good friend Azahara. Would love to be multiple winners of her home championship. She's one of the few Spanish players that have won all the trophies from all the age groups from the age of 13, alongside Rafael Cabrera Bello in that stat. That's Annabelle Dimmitt from the back edge of 18 there, currently 4 under par, tied for 7th.
see those palm trees are really swaying today. Hasn't really dented the scoring. I mean, we've had a 64, Manon de Roy 6 under for her round, Carlotta's 5 under today.
And with that wind direction, it's a southeasterly, but it means that the holes are either into or downwind. There's no crosswinds, which would make these fairways even tighter. So birdie puts to come on 15, first up. Renaviers. It's nearly first in. She's hit a couple of good putts on this back 9. 3 in a row, really, that haven't dropped for the Indian.
Been a lovely last 4 or 5 months of the season for Annabel Dimmock. She's got something to really build on for 2025. Good day today as well.
And the fact that she's back to full health, a thumb operation earlier in the year, she came back in record time and is ahead of her own high standards in winning that Irish Open. But the importance is for Annabel to be fit, healthy and ready to go. That thumb injury required surgery. At one point, the doctor said it was going to take a couple of years for you to come back. She said, I can't wait that long.
Avi telling Carlotta where to putt this one. They've been good friends since childhood. First time they've actually worked together. He's caddied for a number of well-known players, the likes of Emiliana Grillo on the PGA Tour, Renato Paratore and others. Although she was worried he wasn't going to turn up this week on practice day because he went down one of the muddy routes and he got stuck, was late arriving.
Yeah, Google Maps can send you in some funny ways, can't it? And yeah, they send you the fastest route. It's not always the best route. Anyway, 3 shots is the lead at the moment. This to be 4. We'll move from right to left early on Zagander.
Sit down. It was bold, it was a good attempt. And it should be a routine par. Well, not been coming out of the fairway too often on this back 9, but she does here, Helen Breen.
110 yards, front right pin.
Tapping in. 16 under she remains. Yeah, she had a good lead going into the final round. I mentioned that in that little look back. There's Pia's mum looking on. Got her son and daughter out there. Got twin brothers. One of them's a professional golfer. The other one is the one that's caddying for Pia. She won't be happy to see that.
I mentioned she'd hold 2 great putts in a row and just push that one there. Important to stay out your own way now.
If I was her brother as well, I'd stay out of her way too.
Keep your hands close, get your hands away from there, yeah.
Manon de Roy trying to close the gap here at 16. She's had a win in 8 top 10s this year. See the Olympic rings on her ankle as well, marking the fact she was back in the Olympics this year. Has to hurry.
It happens so often on those sliders from left to right. You take care so much of the line and then you just forget to hit it. So only a par, but she's bogey free today.
Yeah, there's that tree you were talking about on the right-hand side that's in the middle of the fairway.
It suits somebody that moves the ball from left to right, though, because there is an avenue down that left-hand side. The bunker in the distance is 224, and what you want to try and do is start it at that and have it move from left to right. say the tree's in the middle of the fairway. It's right half of the fairway. 3 wood for Carlotta. Oh, 90% air, those trees. Just took a little bit off the distance, but it's not done anything wrong with the accuracy. She'll be around 100 yards front edge from there. Oh, yes, get the driver out.
Yeah. 2 dollars, okay, a little bit.
I think she needs to be careful of turning this one over. That's been the one bad swing that she's hit today on the 14th. If she does that, she'll find the traps down the left side.
Ciao. Vedi?
Super. Impressive play from Brinavius. Looked very much at home in the final group. Not something that she's used to on the Ladies European Tour.
Tests your patience, doesn't it, this golf course? It's out of bounds right here. Needs to get down or get lucky.
Looked like it got down, but we'll see. Very close. So the problems continue for Babnik. A longer birdie putt than Bream would have hoped for.
Good luck though, not much break.
Body language says a lot. Up to 17.
Everybody's missed this putt low. It's quite a big swing from right to left. 3 over the card for her round today.
Keep going. Yes. Gets herself back to 9 under.
That's 2 birdies in 3 holes there for Hernandez. So, is she looking like top 10, order of merit?
She is looking like top 10 of the order of merit. Looking like top 10 right now on the leaderboard as well in that share of 7th place. Andrea Revuelta charging up the leaderboard on Saturday here in southern Spain with that 64. Carlotta Saganda very much in charge right now.
Baldrick has just birdied the 16th hole. This to get to 10 under par for the Norwegian. Oh, you almost want to run on to that 17th green and remind these players that it snaps towards the water more than you think. Won't be the first. Back edge for Schmidt on the 18th.
gorgeous light right now, this time of the day, just gone 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the south coast of Spain. The Costa del Sol, also known as the Costa del Golf. There's over 70 golf courses in the area. The good news for Pia Babnik, she did not go out of bounds. She is able to chip out, advance her ball.
Y va a frenar bien, incluso aunque sea un poco larga ahí en la cuesta, va a frenar bien. Sí, eso es, puede ser, pero muy poquito, ¿vale? No te va a mover de ningún lado. Te mueve igual un poquito el light, nada más, ¿vale? Venga.
Similar yardage to what she faced on 15. That wind direction was into from the left, it's now into from the right. She didn't quite get that shot. You could see her not quite happy with the strike. So if she gets this one, it could be the right number. 50-degree wedge. Anything pitching shy of this flag will spin back towards the front of the green. You want to try and take it long left of it.
When it landed, it looked superb. Now it just looks pretty good.
You can see by the rotation through there, she certainly stayed in that one a tad longer, which is why it flew a few more yards. And look, you've got the uphill left to right putt here. All the greens do slope quite heavily from back to front.
Benavides will be determined to finish inside of that, though.
This one will spin. Pushed it. Oh, got lucky there, didn't she? That looked like it was going in the bunker and spun back.
Yeah, spent about 8 years out on the LPGA Tour. Maria Hernandez says she's happy playing on the LET nowadays, which is why, even though she looks like she is going to finish in the top 10 of the ranking, she is not going to go to Q School. She's firing in here at the par 3 17th.
Shannon Tan's had a quiet day, 1 under par. It's for birdie on her final hole of the day. Probably summed it up for the Kenyan Open champion earlier this year.
Yeah, last year, Didi Ashok won the first and last events of the season. Roy would love to squeeze one more birdie, maybe even 2 out of this fine round.
He really went for that 8 iron. She's got that right to left putt to come. Be the same club for Bream, left pin. It's a better swing.
Well, she did well, get it down here, Pia Babnik.
I said she wasn't out of bounds, this is 3. Very well done. Would have been so anxious off the tee. Could have been 3 off the tee. He's now going to tap that one in for a 4. He's inside 100 yards. She'll be really disappointed with the efforts that she's made there. slow putt, this one. And a lot of break.
Completely misjudged that.
And it seems to be into the hill. We saw her do that on 12, didn't we? She just kind of misses the strike.
If you're the trophy engraver, you're hoping win, doesn't you? Just the 3 letters to put on there.
Well, I think Carlotta has just put this pressure on this back 9, and then has asked some questions, and actually Urs and Babnik have really kind of turned the screw on themselves, haven't they? They're both looking not quite there, this back 9.
Well, a real opportunity to widen that gap here for Carlotta Saganda. It really is a team effort, isn't it, when it's coming to these putts and the lines?
I mean, it shows how much she trusts him, doesn't it? The fact that you said it's their first time working together, and stepping in here, Javi, and really
well, they've known each other since they were kids. So.
I know, but still, like, to have that of giving a responsibility away, really. He's significant. He's pointing to the line, isn't he? That's your apex of the putt.
It's worked well so far, because he struggled on the greens this season on the LPGA Tour.
There's no aim point now, is there? There was aim point with Alvaro. This one is a 2% slope, so it's at least a cup outside left.
115th in strokes gained putting this year on the LPGA Tour, but she's held her fair share here this week so far. This to get to 17 under. And the lead is 4. A big Saturday consolidation at the top from Carlotta Saganda.
3 birdies in the last 5 holes. You think of how good she's been on the front 9 this week, and it's slowed down on the back 9. It's almost like she said to herself that won't happen this weekend. Pulling away, Saganda. Especially, you know, Urs is struggling to make par here. It could be Manon de Roy that's in second spot alone. So uphill, left edge putt here. Hadn't made a bogey all day until 14. Just to avoid another one. Saganda is going forward, Urs is in reverse.
Well, 3 holes ago there was just 1 shot between them. Now there is 5.
Second alone for Manon de Roy. Good 3 feet from right to left for a 2.
Well, when Carlotta Saganda won at Los Naranjos 3 years ago, she had a 3-shot lead going into the last day. 4 her advantage right now over this player, Manon de Roy.
Well, she's missed 6 out of 8 greens from the 9th hole here, Babnik, but another good up and down. That's why it's hard work out there for her. It's a struggle.
Probably the best shot she's hit on the back 9, that tee shot at 17, Helen Bream.
Look at this back 9. Everybody around Saganda, other than Manon de Roy, is slowing down or even going backwards. And with Carlotta making those 3 birdies in 5 holes, that's why the lead's so big. It's the timing of her run compared to the timing of the people that are trying to chase her down, just falling further and further behind. hill here. Needs to be careful with this one. It gets rather slick around the hole.
This putter that's made the difference to Hernandez the last 6 months. She was really struggling on the greens.
Yesterday she was the best putter in the field, 3.5 strokes. And when you look at Maria, even when she grips a golf club, it looks quite unnatural of how she puts her hands on a full swing. And if you look now with that putter grip, she's changed not only the putter, she's changed the thickness of the grip, she's changed the way she holds the putter. It's like she's not getting her fingers involved anymore. It's all about the palms, and it's that saw grip, which has been very successful over the years. We've seen Bronte Law move to it this year as well. I'd recommend, if you do go for a saw grip though, like the one we're about to see, or the pencil grip, as someone like Carlotta Zagander used for quite a long time, I'd recommend getting yourself a thicker actual grip to put on your club. It makes it a lot easier. And a mallet putter. They certainly suit a mallet putter.
Tied 7th right now. She won on her second ever start as a professional on the Ladies European Tour 14 years ago. Hasn't won since. Maria Hernandez, this lady, won on her first start as a pro on the Ladies European Tour. And you felt maybe the way she was going the first couple of days, she might make it a second win this week. It looks unlikely now that she's 7 back.
Especially because it doesn't look like she's quite there with her game. I said that yesterday. She went straight to the driving range. The German coach is out with her this week, well, out with all the German players, and he was next to her on the range. I've not seen that before. And it's a course which gets quite claustrophobic, especially when you're hitting it as far as she does. But it just doesn't seem there. It's missing it left and right. However, I mean, she's still 1 under par, which shows the calibre of Helen Bryn.
Problem is, Manon de Roy and Carlotta Zagander are both 6 under for their rounds.
So 163 yards. If you're going to carry it on the line of the pin to land it on the green, it's a minimum of 157. Straight downwind. Chip 9 iron on 13. This will be 8 iron for Carlotta Zagander.
Well, normally it's been worth the wait in this third round for Zagander. Fly, they say. Oh my, just clears the water. What happened there?
I think she got that club stuck in the ground there.
Well, that would have changed everything.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned it's probably about a 154 carry over the water, and the further left you go, it might even be slightly more than that, maybe more like a 157. So it feels like it's only half a club short, which means that she did just catch it a little bit heavy. Pierre will try and hit a draw into this flag. wind might be a touch from right to left now, with the flag especially on the left. Can hit a looping draw into this pin though. It's a good pin for hers.
That's just fallen into the bunker for a player who's twice finished runner-up. Look how lovely a scene that is. In the Campanillas countryside on the outskirts of Malaga.
Final hole of the day for De Roy. 404, downwind. Didn't look overly happy with that one. We'll have to wait and see there.
Well, they turned up in their numbers, and I think they'll be doing more of the same tomorrow, particularly given the name at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, Carlotta's got quite a heavy family presence here. That was her mum in the blue Solheim bucket hat. Dad's here, brother's here, the kids are all over, so's her boyfriend. Renting a house.
By the sounds of it, it'll have to be quite a big house.
Yeah, yeah, she can afford it. She lives in a palace in Spain, doesn't she, the Queen?
Well, there was royalty at the 17th at Finca Cortesin last year.
Llama un árbitro, tenéis para llamar vosotros.
Zakada so tupi, pa ne vejo, kaj je.
Gracias. Ahora justo no está.
Te motla torba.
It's placing, isn't it? I think they're calling for a ref to see if they're on the fairway, the cut stuff, in order for Carlotta to place this one.
Well, Carlotta being at the top of the leaderboard does have an effect as well. This is the final event of the season. Top 70 keep their card, and Carlotta started the week outside the top 80 on the rankings. Not that it matters to her, she's a multiple winner, she has a full status Ladies European Tour, LPGA Tour, but what it is doing with her being at the top of the leaderboard, she is knocking someone out from the top 70 at the start of the week, and that person right now is Ellie Givens, who is coming down her final hole on the other side of the course. There's a big scramble. Elena Moosman as well is a player that may be affected too. Over at 18, Dorothea Vorbrecht.
Started a round with a bogey. She's going to tap this one in for a round of 69.
Actually, the later projected rankings has Givens at 69, Urban at 70, and Moosman at 71. Ellie's having a good day, actually, a couple under for the day. There's those 3 rounds of 69 then from the Norwegian.
And it's probably one of these things where, maybe because it's Carlotta, you'd think about it, but you look down and think, oh, who can take over me? And then you think, oh my, Carlotta Seganda's not inside the top 70. It's very unusual for somebody that is outside the top 70 to go on and win an event. You know, that happens once every blue moon, literally. But the way that obviously Carlotta's been playing a lot on LPGA, she doesn't come back too often.
Yeah, and she's not won this year.
And she didn't play that well in the like St Andrews, like majors that would contribute to.
Yeah, and the only one that she should have maybe have won was the Aramco Team Series event in Tampa, when she played in that final group with Charlie Hull and Lexi Försterling, and it was the German that was very much the superior person.
Well, this one is back into the very slight hump at the front of this green. So she can be quite positive with this chip shot. Land it on the green. Have it trickle down towards the hole. That was a big carry on that one.
Hernandez close, I was going to say close to the lip. She's hit it.
150 front, and that is left on 14 for Hernandez. Having hit that lip.
Tristan, the photographer of the Ladies European Tour, is going to hit those trousers. A few grass stains on there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going home tomorrow though, isn't he? Fine. Get the washing on a Monday. That's what all these tour pros and staff do. Downhill, right to left birdie try for Babnik. Well, she birdied the par 3 13th, not to be there on 17th. Another fairway miss for Bream. Trying to snap hook one around the palm trees to try and get to the green. Great shot. Staying well clear of the flag, about 40 feet right of it, but pin high.
Tough, isn't it, being a parent watching on the sidelines? Mum Matea there watching on.
It's easier watching live than pressing refresh on the app, I think, though. At least the story is in front of you. You can actually
Your mum's
see
out
it.
there, isn't she, watching?
Not
as well?
today.
No.
The sun's it's too good. It's 23 degrees. She's sunbathing
She's by the
today.
pool, is she? Okay.
She'll be out there tomorrow, though.
And for boyfriends as well. There's Carlotta's boyfriend. Is that the hat that Carlotta gave him?
Yeah, he has to wear that all the time, even at home.
It's got to be quiet.
Breaking left to right putt here for us.
Yeah, just gone a little flat for Pranav here. There's a couple of bogeys in the last 4 holes.
Keep this one right of the pin. It's probably as far left as it'll go this week. There's a slant that runs off down that left-hand side of 18.
A little bit of a tester for Carlotta Saganda, this one.
Well, she was off the upslope. Obviously wasn't 100% sure of her lie on the chip, but it came out quite poppy and hot on her. It landed at least a yard further on than she'd have wanted. So now she's got this tricky right to left coming down. Hasn't made a bogey all day. There will be something on this, right to left and very quick.
Yeah, she hasn't had a bogey since her 4th hole of the tournament.
That was a lot better than my stat, wasn't it? I didn't look far enough back.
Hopefully not a drop shot here, though. This to maintain the advantage.
Just keeps you rolling in the right direction, doesn't it? Not giving them hope. Not getting in your own way. I think with golf, especially in this position, it's not to have any of those surprises, those shock waves that get sent through the system. about taking care of this round now.
Yeah, didn't clear the water by much there at 17, but it all ends up okay.
Oh my goodness. Good, Gemma.
It's going to be a good par in the end, but that's only 2 fairways hit on the back 9 for Helen Bream. It's been difficult out there. If you're not hitting fairways, it is costly.
Yeah, tough work.
Yeah, 2 over par for a back 9. 1 under par for her round. You think she was getting it going. She'd made 3 birdies in 4 holes, made the turn at 3 under, and then those 2 over for the back 9. Probably heading back to the range now. The trouble is, the driving range is wide. It's massive. There's no bunkers, trees, anything on it.
7 back of Carlota Ciganda. I mean, the leader has still another hole to complete. Is that too far back of someone as...
Yeah.
Okay, that answered that question. Manon de Roy, though, a little closer. No, that's affirmative, strong and affirmative. Good looking putt, isn't it? Excellent round. Well, she had that near miss in India a few weeks ago, Manon de Roy, when she let things slip, and her friend Liz Young, who was with us in the commentary box, took the title. Ended her chances of winning the Order of Merit, but with her boyfriend on the bag, there still could be a second win of the season. She is at the moment the closest challenger to Carlota Ciganda.
And we'll have that carefree attitude tomorrow. Liz said she's obviously here with her boyfriend Stefan, but it's bigger picture is get your tour card back on the LPGA Tour. She's already won this year on the Ladies European Tour, whereas for Carlota it's still that importance of winning her home championship. Must find the fairway here on 18. Look at the ball flight on that. That is ripped. Straight down the middle for Ciganda.
No, no es dentro, es lateral. Fenomenal.
There's a bit of right to left wind up there. Is that one turned? Reasonably happy with it. Bunkers down the left-hand side, 240 to carry them. So should be no issue. Setting up for a draw. The greenside bunker right. Oh, high right shoulder. That's down the right-hand side. Needs the wind to knock it back.
Up on the green, Maria Hernandez. On the slope.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a bogey for Maria Hernandez. Hit the lip of the bunker on 18 with her second shot, and it fired down the left-hand side. So it ended up being quite a good bogey. A round of 1 under par.
At the moment in a tie for 10th spot, but there's no doubt who's dominating right now at Guadalhorce in this third round of the Andalucia Costa del Sol Open de España. Carlota Ciganda started the day with a 1-shot lead. She comes down the last, and that advantage is now 4. Well, the LET season reaching its climax, and you can still vote for your favourite shot of the year caught on camera. After 2 weeks of voting on social media, here are the final 4 candidates. Alice Houston needs some magic.
You said it, Richard.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Slam
we've seen everything. We weren't expecting that sort of magic. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Just wants to hit it in between those 2 bunkers on that left-hand side. Long's good though, plenty of green beyond this flag. And what wind there is has died.
Absolutely incredible stuff from Leona Guayat. There was the fierce stare down of it.
Cara Gourlay, 11th tee. Looking to try and get things going. What a lovely shot. Oh, what a wonderful shot. It's a hole-in-one. That really will get things going. They're actually trying to attack this par 5. Trying to work for her. Keep coming. Keep coming. There's a bird you don't see very often. Albatross, Emma Greshing. Yeah, so head over to LET Golf on Instagram on X. You've got to do it in a hurry to vote for your favourite shot of the year presented by Nikon Golf, because voting closes following the conclusion of play tomorrow at this Andalucia Costa del Sol Open de España. Nuria Turrios did have a hole-in-one, didn't she, today, but too late to enter the running for shot of the year.
Who's your favourite? Alice Houston, did you say?
Yeah, Alice Houston for me. The reaction, the meaning, where it was in the tournament.
I'm going to go Emma Gresham because it's an albatross.
They don't happen too often. Lovely clubhouse here. Dates back to the 16th century. All eyes on the player very much in control of things at the moment, Carlota Ciganda.
It opted for a fairway wood off the tee in order to find this fairway on 18. That's because this pin is down the left-hand side. The green is the best part of 50 yards from left to right, so it's not tucked, but it's a good one over that bunker. Anything left of the flag will drag the ball away towards the left-hand side. The wind is down from right to left. That flag 20 yards on. Front bunker.
Yeah, she came up shy at 17. She's come up shy there as well.
It's only a 9-iron. So a couple of mistakes there. It's not often you'd say that Carlota didn't quite strike that one. We've seen that twice now. I don't think the overhanging trees will be in the way for hers. It would have been if the flag was more to the right-hand side. Your private jet here to pick you up, Richard?
Yeah. Well, we're off air in about 20 minutes. Yeah.
Anything short of this flag on this angle will move further away from it. You're hitting into quite a steep upslope.
Oh dear. Well,
The way they were looking there, they didn't even question that she wouldn't get over that tree with a... Must have been a pitching wedge if Ciganda had 9-iron. Have to wait and see there. top level there.
What a terrific round it's been for Rosie Davis. 5 birdies on what is her back nine, the front nine of this golf course. And that is a 65 that's rocketed her up the leaderboard now into a share of 33rd. 2T start. Went out in leaderboard order.
She was on the range, obviously, at the very end when Babnik and Zagander was warming up to go out. And she was working with her caddy, Alex, really intently on target. It was as if to say, you know, I'm not just here to, oh, I'm not going to be in contention, I'll just play it out. She was grinding before she went out and has really made the most of that session.
Just while we look at Pranav Ers here as well, who's clattered into that tree and come down here. Celine Erban started the week 70th on the rankings, had 2 double bogeys in her final 4 holes to shoot a round of level par. She was going so well, looking so comfortable, and now it's all very much back on the line again tomorrow.
There's nothing worse with that player that is on the bubble, is it? Where you feel like you can only fall out. It's the amount of times that player, even on the men's game, they're the one that falls out. Okay, so playing 3, Ers, having clattered into the trees with her second shot. This one will have to stay low. You can see her playing it off the back foot, trying to punch it under those branches. Loads of green to work with. Oh, maybe couldn't even get it towards the green. Maybe those trees in front of her were blocking her out.
It's amazing, isn't it, how just, you know, a little error here, a little error there, and suddenly from hanging tough with Carlota Zagander all day, in the space of 4 holes, you're almost out of it.
It's a little bit like Welcome to the Big League, isn't it? We wax lyrical about Carlota Zagander, 7-time Solheim Cup player, winner of the Order of Merit, Rookie of the Year on the Ladies European Tour. It's just the class does eventually shine through, and I think Pranav Ers is some talent. He's just 21 years old. We're talking about a rookie here trying to take down a veteran in Carlota Zagander, and we've seen it on this back nine. I really do think we've just seen Carlota just step ahead and the others falter. Even the likes of a Helen Bream that we've been saying how wonderful she's been, like stroke average of 69. They've all looked that they've just got in their own way. They've just hit some bad shots. They're trying to deal with their own game at the moment rather than trying to win a tournament. Whereas Carlota, this back nine, 3 under par, has just stepped it up. And even when she did hit a poor shot on 17, she managed to get up and down. But this is still important to her because she hasn't had that wobble in the sense of making a bogey like all the other players have in and around her. So she gets this up and down. I think she cruises tomorrow. If she doesn't get it up and down, then Manon de Roy is thinking, right, I can really go at you here. There's quite a significant last kind of 10 minutes of this round.
Well, at the moment, Pranav Ers will be in the final group tomorrow at 12 under par, but that's looking less and less likely as things stand. It means Andrea Revuelta, the 18-year-old amateur, could well be in that final 3-ball.
Well, she needs to hold this for the final 3-ball, doesn't she?
Yep.
With Revuelta with that 8 under par, first in the clubhouse. Just trying to get your composure back here. Lie doesn't look great.
Just danced over the bunker, but a lot of work left for bogey. Through 13 holes of this 3rd round, she was within 1 of Carlota Zagander. She starts this hole 5 back, and it could get even worse.
It's like Zagander's pitched into the face and then has just rolled down, so we'll be on an upslope. Got about 8 yards of green to work with once she gets on the green. Just stuck in a ridge there, so won't be able to get the spin that she would like. And it all falls away, both left and right of the hole, so you need to be careful on the direction of this bunker shot. Coming from the low point below the green, you would expect it not to spin as much as well of that lie in the grids of the rake.
Had a look.
Easy swing, but you're just not going to get the release. Sorry, you are going to get the release. You're not going to get the spin. Just on like a small turret, this flag. So she knew that, you know, I can't leave it short into the upslope with the landing point, but equally in the back of her mind she's like, well, it will release. She kind of went for the lesser two evils there. I think she played it a little bit safe.
49 holes without a bogey, one potentially coming right at the end of this third round for Carlota Ciganda. Still would be a good day even if she did drop a shot, but just changes the tone of things a little. Had high hopes, Pia Babnik, that she was going to get back in the winner's circle. It's 3 years and 3 weeks since she won the second of her NET titles at the age of 17, but today has set her back. Going to be at least 6 behind going into the final round. After that, 72.
Just missed too many greens on this back nine in particular.
But more good signs, you would say, this week. Third in Riyadh behind Charlie Hull. It's been a horrible finish to this round for Pranav Ers.
Bogey putt, having had tree trouble down the right-hand side.
Bogey at 14, bogey at 16, and now a double bogey at 18. And the Indian is back at 10 under par. All those high hopes that she must have had all day long, just disappearing like that.
4 over par for her last 5 holes. I think it just shows she missed that fairway on 14, and this is that type of golf course. You do that, it starts getting in your head, and the next thing you know, you've squirreled away 4 shots.
So the last question of the day is, would it be a 4-shot lead to take into the final round for Carlota Ciganda, or would it be just 3?
There's got to be some left to right movement in this one. Be up the hill. It's a tough read, especially with that setting sun and putting through those shadows. Seems significant on how, never say it's easy to win, but a bit lighter Sunday afternoon if this one drops. Less thinking tonight about what could potentially happen tomorrow winning in Spain.
Big putts on her way to what could be a really big week in her national championship. Carlota Ciganda will take a 4-shot lead into Sunday in the Spanish Open.
Some shots mean more than others, and I think that one did it right there. Bogey-free round like yesterday. 66 for Carlota Ciganda.
And there is confirmation at 17 under par. It is quite some gap at the top. She worked hard for those pars at 17 and 18.
But what today does is it puts you in that situation of what might happen tomorrow, and then you can pull on that and think, well, I hit a good putt on 17, it went in. I got up and down on 18. So she knows now that she doesn't have to be perfect in order to get it round in 66, and she knows at a critical point in time, be it Saturday afternoon, she held her putt when it mattered, and you could see from that fist pump there what that meant to her. Both her and Manon de Roy, both, well, in fact, so's Andrea as well. All of them are bogey-free today, going out in that final group tomorrow.
And then there's trying to finish in the top 70, Ellie Gibbons putting for a bogey there at 9 on the other side of the course for a round of 71 that leaves her way down the leaderboard in terms of the tournament itself, but significantly she is still inside the top 70 of the rankings, projected to finish 69th, but it is ever so tight between her, Celine Eban and Elena Moosman. And what a day ahead for Andrea Revuelta.
There's going to be some good crowds tomorrow. She's got herself into that final group. Prenaviers, that poor finish really has cost her, but the young Spaniard, the amateur, is going to be playing alongside her idol tomorrow in front of a bunch of fans.
And she was at the closing ceremony last year, having won the Celia Barquin Award as top amateur. She received a lot of praise from Carlota Ciganda. She's now at Stanford University. She gets to play in the final round with Carlota. I mean, that's going to be some experience.
And this is why Carlota Ciganda comes back, because of the great fun and support that she's had from the Spanish Federation. From the age of literally 11 years old, she's been playing with that Spanish badge on her, the Spanish belt that she's worn forever. And that's why she's here. She's here to inspire the next generation. She's done that now for the past 15 years since being a Tour Pro. And tomorrow she's going to do it again, but she knows, because of what her and Azahara Munoz have done in recent years, that the chasing pack, the young pretenders, they're getting better and better, and I can't wait to see it. It's so hard to back up a good round, isn't it, of 8 under par, but it's going to be a fascinating watch.
Sun starting to set here in southern Spain on what has been a particularly good day for Carlota Ciganda. But she wasn't the only Spaniard who had some high moments.
Nuria Turrias on the 13th hole, she 8-iron, 155 yards. It was an ace, because it was an ace shot. 6-night stay in Malaga for the Mallorcan. And buying the drinks in the clubhouse.
So what about Carlota Ciganda? 1-shot lead overnight.
She went out in 3 under par, hit a poor tee shot on 12, came out of the bunker and then hit this stunner in there.
And this was the moment where she kind of took a grasp on the trophy.
Well, Prevanien was on this green for 2. She had an eagle putt. Both of them made birdie. And I think the fact that Carlota missed the fairway, but it didn't cost her, she made birdie. She skipped away down this back 9 where others struggled.
Yeah, she was only 1 ahead at this point from Prenaviers.
Urs missed the green, didn't get up and down. Carlota rolled that one in to birdie, so there's a 2-shot swing on the 14th hole.
And it was same again at 60.
Everyone just outside 100 yards. Go time for Ciganda, rips through this one. And sticks it in there tight. The spin did her no favours, but she rolled it in front edge. No bogeys on the scorecard since the first round.
Yeah, and this is the club that's, you know, given us some issues this year.
Yeah, you mentioned she's outside the top 150 on the LPGA Tour for putting, but this week she's held crucial putts, one on 16, then this par save on 18. No bogeys for 2 rounds for Carlota Zaganda, a 4-shot lead over Manon de Roy. That one felt significant.
Well, she has won the trophy. That was back in 2021 at Los Naranjas, when she had a 3-shot lead going into the final day, ended up winning by 4 from Maya Stark. It's a 4-shot lead over Manon de Roy, and then another 2 shots to Andrea Revuelta. I mean, it would be one of the shocks of the year if she didn't win from here.
Look, Manon de Roy is second on the Order of Merit. There's a presence there. I spoke that she's got nothing to lose, whereas Carlota has, because she's got the lead Spanish player. But I felt that up and down, that 4-shot lead instead of 3, it's massive for tomorrow. And Carlota Zaganda was the one to beat coming here, and she's going to be the same tomorrow.
10 months of the Ladies European Tour season. 1 day left to go. Make sure you join us for it from all of us here in southern Spain. Bye-bye for now.